Why did the woman undress in the Kaaba? Then what punishment came upon her? Peace be upon you, viewers. Dear friends, today we bring you a shocking true story from Saudi Arabia about a woman who loved to travel abroad. She was a freedom-loving woman who believed in the slogan, "My body, my choice." But how she abandoned modesty and how Allah's punishment descended upon her will send chills down your spine. Before we continue with the video, if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss our future videos. Let us begin in the blessed name of Allah and His Messenger. In Islam, women are honored and given the responsibility of maintaining the home, while men are tasked with working outside. Islam discourages unnecessary mixing of men and women to maintain a pure and modest society. Unfortunately, over the past 50 years, the influence of Western indecency has deeply affected our society. And sadly, instead of resisting this immorality, some so-called Muslim intellectuals are trying to justify immodesty, even calling the face veil, niqab, unnecessary. Let us look at a few proofs from the Quran and Hadith about the importance of the face veil. The Quran commands both men and women to guard their private parts, Surah An-Nur 30:31, and that protection begins with guarding the eyes and covering the face. The Prophet said, "The eyes also commit zina, adultery, and their zina is the lustful glance." Sahih Bukhari. The Quran also says, "And tell the believing women to draw their veils over their chests." Surah An-Nur 31. This implies that the face, being the source of beauty and temptation, should be covered first and foremost. Islam has always considered the woman a precious jewel, meant to be protected, just as we protect what is valuable. A woman's modesty is her dignity. A Muslim man once traveled abroad for work with his wife. She wore full hijab, but when they attended gatherings with his English friends, the wives there were dressed immodestly and behaved freely with non-mahram men. At first, the Muslim woman was offended, but as she saw this behavior repeatedly, she began to feel out of place. The environment started affecting her. She was mocked for her modest clothing. Gradually, she started believing that modesty was a burden, not a blessing. 6 months passed. Her husband took pride when friends complimented her appearance without a veil. Slowly, she stopped wearing proper hijab, keeping just a decorative scarf around her neck. Eventually, she removed even that. She now talked and laughed with non-mahram men openly. Time went by. They decided to return to Saudi Arabia, but the woman had changed. Her appearance was now completely immodest. At the airport, people looked at her with shock and disgust. Women in hijab moved away from her as if she were untouchable. At home, her mother-in-law was heartbroken. She scolded her son and tried to advise the daughter-in-law, but the woman refused to listen. Her heart had become blind to truth. Later, they decided to perform Umrah. As per Islamic rules, women must wear modest clothing in the Masjid al-Haram. But the woman insisted, "Isn't God the same everywhere? Why should I wear hijab only here?" Ignoring all warnings, she entered the Haram in revealing clothes. The people around were outraged. Volunteers and guards tried to escort her out. She resisted. People around her began chanting Astaghfirullah in fear and anger. Feeling threatened, she panicked and fled the mosque. But she still believed she was right and everyone else was wrong. This story spread far and wide, that a woman had entered the Haram in an indecent state. Upon returning home, she began to experience intense stomach pain. She screamed in agony. Her husband rushed her to the hospital. Doctors were baffled. Soon, blisters began to appear all over her stomach, bare arms, and exposed legs, wherever her body had been uncovered. In front of the doctors, worms began to crawl out from her skin. The medical staff was terrified. No one wanted to go near her. She begged for help, screaming in pain, but they were too afraid. Her body became food for countless worms while she was still alive. Her husband fell to the ground in prostration, begging Allah for forgiveness. He realized it was his fault for allowing her to fall into such temptation. People came from far and wide to witness this horrific scene. The woman who once mocked modesty became a lesson for all. After a few months of unbearable suffering, she passed away. Indeed, Allah is the best judge. He punishes whom He wills and forgives whom He wills. His rules are for our benefit. Whoever disobeys them will never find peace, neither in this world nor the hereafter. The purpose of hijab and modesty is to protect the body from every evil eye and to preserve dignity. May Allah protect the modesty of all Muslim women and guide them away from misguidance. Ameen. If you found this video meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel so others may also take a lesson from this story. Thank you.